Scripture says that in the cool of the day, the voice of the Lord would walk the garden and Adam would meet with God. And of course, the serpent slithered his way, so to speak, and he always tries to destroy what God makes perfect. And after the tragedy of the fall, we read in the Bible where this blame game begins after Adam and Eve's sin, and Adam says, "The woman you gave me, it's her fault." And then the woman says, "It's the serpent's fault. The serpent beguiled me." But I do think that it is worth noting the first action that God takes. One of the first things that God does in response to their fall and to their nakedness and to their shame was to present a solution to cover their nakedness. And I think that, I don't believe this is a problem in any ways here, but I'm speaking in regards to the church at large. I believe the church has to get better at presenting solutions and healing for people who have experienced the tragedies of life that affect and expose our members. You know, we really are a community of the forgiven, and we can never forget that. Because we as the church haven't done well with reconciliation, I think it's safe to say that hiding within our churches, sitting on pews and in chairs, are many of God's kids. Adams and Eves are hiding in the bushes of shame, dealing with the guilt of their own mistake, dealing with the guilt of their own shame, and dealing with the emotions and feelings that come with shame, and dealing with the nakedness and the exposure that it brings and the shame that is felt. We hear these one-sided testimonies about our successes with no failure. You know what happens? People become disillusioned. And then they become dishonest. And you know what happens? When leaders or people never will address or talk about their weaknesses or their bad habits or things that they're trying to overcome, when they do, if they find out, because let me tell you, everybody has faults and sins, it's just some people's are found out and other people's aren't. But when we do see only the good from them and then suddenly out of nowhere a bad thing, people become disillusioned, and you know what happens? Then the church is no longer a safe place for people of all spiritual levels to be restored. And restore means restore. And when we only present the good sides and we never tell any areas of weakness or our humanity, then you know what happens? The church only is a church full of people who are pretenders, because it's not a place where we can show anything else about ourselves or talk about anything else about ourselves except for our achievements and victories. And so people then have to hide in the bushes and hide behind the fig leaves because this feeling is developed. We only hear their strengths. We only see their gifts. And I think that when there is transparency and there is honesty and there is openness and we are willing to recognize there's only one perfect one, and that is Jesus. And you know what? We all have areas where we need strength, and we all have areas where we fail the Lord. I think what that happens, what that causes is people out there say, there is hope for me.